Howdy. Okay. I think this has a lot going for it. I pretty much think it's perfect. The only places that I'm looking, and we can leave them have this option, is um, if we put the laundry in this area, then it could be accessible for guests or for maybe, I don't know, for guests or for other people, instead of having it buried in their closet. Their other one was buried in the closet, so that may just be a moot point and not really matter. I don't think they don't have kids, so it really is just them. So uh, that was just something that I saw. I think that I would present it like this and see what they say, and leave that in our back pocket. I'm glad you got these stairs down to the garage. They'll be happy to see that. Um, I see we pretty much have the dining room the way it was, as opposed to having the dining room, like having this section of cabinetry being up against an outside wall here. Um, so the other idea was to have, I think that I agree. I pretty much agree with this whole layout, if because they've got these two countertops, it would be really kind of redundant to have a dining room here and then push the great room out to the right even further. This would become a really long, um, in a world where you only have one island. I think that would make sense. But the fact that they got these two islands, I think it doesn't make sense. So what we have here is probably best. I think the only thing that will have to be fleshed out during the next stage would be the usefulness, oh, usefulness of the mudroom, because we have 4 doors there, and it's not a whole lot of useful space left over with an opening, a door, and a door. So so there's that. I think that's the only thing. This looks like it's probably a closet to the mudroom. And yeah, I mean, I guess you could give them a smaller pantry and take a slice. It depends on how big this gets here. You could take a slice out of the pantry and put some uh, lockers here, or an additional closet here. This will certainly not feel too cramped, or won't feel, feel nice and spacious as sort of a vestibule, or entrance, family entrance. The only other thing I was thinking of, I wonder if we should, um, kick this. I don't know why I have that. If we should kick this sideways and turn it 90 degrees. If we did that, I think I would maybe want this one deeper, so that the shop halfway, sneaks around the back corner of it like that. Pulling these 2 bays out. What would that do? I was going to say, it could give you a pantry that's this shaped instead, and give you some of that space that I was just talking about a minute ago. So let's make sure that this is not too short. Let's make sure that these proportions are the same as their current house, factoring in this walkway and factoring in this walkway. I don't want them, if they had 10 feet of cabinetry here before, I don't want them to have 9 or 8.5 or whatever. I want them to be exact. And I'd be curious to see what size this is. We could always maybe add a little bump for interest, and also for, or just bump the whole thing out, if it's not big enough per their desires. Definitely going to want to make sure always that we have enough room for stairs. I know that you know that, but especially when we're coming toward a foundation wall that's thicker, want to make sure that we have, this will probably be an 8 inch. I don't know if this will be an 8 or a 10 inch foundation wall, but then an additional 2 inches for a sideways 2x4 in drywall to pad that out. So we'll either need 10 or 12 inches here just for that. So make sure you allow for that. Other than that, I think it's a winner. The porch is much bigger. I think they'll like that. They could possibly go even grander on the foyer, actually, now that I think of it, which would, to me, would mean taking some of that porch off, or actually, no, adding to the porch. So maybe the porch breaks the front plane and we give a little bit of that space to the foyer, maybe another 2 feet to the foyer. I know visually you'll also have this space, but I think that's good. And then my only other comment was I will want to see, obviously, some furniture. I don't know what you're doing here. I don't know if that's I don't know if this is TV or if this is 2 sets of sliders. You have a swing door here, it looks like, so these are probably windows, but I'm thinking that you were thinking of a TV here, maybe. I'm not sure. If it is, then in that scenario, I don't like if this is solid wall here, I don't like the asymmetry of the dining room window being partially with a view and partially no view, if that's what's going on here. So I would definitely want to keep an eye on that. So also then go ahead and put a table and chairs out there for eating. Remember, it was going to accommodate 6, and then also the sofa or sectional, I guess she said. And we need a fireplace out there. Did they ask for this? If they didn't, I mean, it sure would be handy for food prep out there if you have a grill right there. But if they didn't and it's not needed, we could have a fireplace in this area. And there could be enough wall space. They're probably big TV people. So it could be a side by side. It could be, if the fireplace was here, there could be enough room to the left of it, enough wall for a TV. If it's on a wall mounted thing, it could come out and angle, this way somewhat. Anyway, just some thoughts. Thanks.